I chose the Black Student Union because it was the first club where I actually felt comfortable in voicing my opinion. They spoke about what I wanted to discuss, and it was just like such a friendly environment. Everyone was just so, I guess, hands-on and just like loving. I just love that whole atmosphere in the Voice Office with the Black Student Union.
I feel like the Black Student Union is different from other Voice Office clubs because we primarily focus on Black love, issues within the Black community, and basically Black culture. Not saying that we're exclusive, but it's kind of an educational opportunity for people of other ethnic backgrounds to come together and learn more about primarily African Americans.
Some of the meeting topics that Black Student Union discusses is primarily geared towards our members. We have our members, write down suggestions, and based upon that, we choose what topics we're going to talk about for the following meetings. So far, we've done, relationship problems, and in the past, we've done, school debt and politics, primarily zeroing on the Obama elections. As far as upcoming events, we have our Kings and Queens Conference, which is going to be hosted in February, and we have a lot of volunteer opportunities such as Loaves and Fishes and the Coat Drive, so stay tuned.
Here at the Black Student Union, we pride ourselves on being inclusive, so anybody is welcome regardless of ethnicity, gender, or sexuality to give their insight and, just come and hang out with us.
BSU meets every Monday at 6 p.m. in the Voice Office.
I chose the Pan-African Student Association because I feel very close to my African heritage and I wanted to learn more about the culture.
What makes Pan-African Student Association different from every other club is because we emphasize more into the African culture than any other club on campus.
In our weekly meetings, we discuss stuff that's happening in Africa, like in the media or with our food and our music. And because we are a new club, we haven't hosted a lot of events, but last year we got to host our first event, which was the Back to Our Roots. It was a fashion show / we had a guest speaker or something like that, and it was really successful, and we're thinking about hosting it again next semester. And we're also going to have our Taste of Africa. So if you guys can make it, come through.
Anybody could come to our events and club meetings. Anybody's involved. You don't got to be necessarily African like everybody else thinks it is, but anybody could come to our events. And our meetings, we start at Mondays at 7 right after BSU. So.
Well, I chose CSA because it stands for Caribbean Student Association, and I was born in the Caribbean. I was raised there, came here around 9th grade, and I just want to be able to give back to the Cortland campus and let them know what I know about the Caribbean and just basically educate everyone.
One thing that I think that Voice Office Club should have is consistency, and to also appreciate past EBOR members that have come and gone. So we have a huge book in CSA of, for instance, First Music for the Cause, flyers from that. And it's just like, it's history. You look back and you appreciate the time you spent here at Cortland.
We have a lot of meeting topics. For instance, at every meeting we have a country of the day or country of the week where we talk about the different countries and what they're doing, the current events and everything. And then we also had stereotypes in the Caribbean, so what makes you Caribbean, for instance, we have what makes you Jamaican, what makes you an Antiguan, what makes you Cuban, etc. And and then we did a thing where we basically have our members tell us what they want to see out of our club, and we just usually go from there.
Yeah, and we have a lot of events coming up too. Our biggest event of the fall semester though is called Music for a Cause. So it's a talent show that we have 15 or 16 acts of talent and also fashion segments in between the acts. And it's just a really great way to include every kind of culture on Cortland campus. So it's going to be great.
Well, we encourage people of all different ethnicities and nationalities to come by, even though it is Caribbean Student Association. I'm on the E-board, I'm not even from the Caribbean. I'm from El Salvador, which is in Central America. But yeah, we just want to really educate everybody on campus, not just people from the Caribbean, so we want to get everybody involved.
We meet Wednesdays at 6 o'clock p.m. in the Voice Office in Core Union. Come by.
I chose MOVE, Men of Value and Excellence, as a club because as a student last year, I attended some programs that MOVE put on, and I liked the atmosphere that it presented to me, especially kind of family feel. MOVE is different from other Voice Office clubs because it doesn't just specify with men, but it's mostly about enhancing the betterment of society.
And also, it doesn't just target one set audience, it targets all males, so it could be different males from different races, and to learn how to be better because all men can learn from other men. Some of the topics we discussed is like light skin versus dark skin in the African American community. We also talked about how we can just become better men in general, be better role models, and a couple of events we're thinking about hosting is a 3-on-3 tournament maybe, and then like the winner of Cortland will play the winner of TC3, and also we're thinking about a dance maybe and other possible events upcoming. Anybody can attend our meetings. We encourage different types of people because the same people, it'll just make the meetings not as fun, and it's going to be kind of dry because everybody knows each other. And we meet Wednesdays at 7 in the Voice office.
I chose Women of Color specifically because I like what they stand for, I like what they're all about, and basically the group is about like empowering women. We don't only focus on women, we talk about other things as well, but it's mainly about focusing on empowering women and respecting women, I keep saying women, and that's something that I feel strongly about, so that's why I decided to join Women of Color.
I chose Women of Color because I like the environment. I like the previous e-board, how they ran the club and everything that they did to empower the women and just have, not only empower, but just have women get to know each other and just a close-knit community for women and for men to join us.
Women of Color is different from all the other clubs in the Voice office because it brings both women and men together to share their opinions about things happening in the world today and just things in general that bother us. And it's also a place where women feel comfortable talking to others and you get to meet other women. And anyone want to add?
And also at Women of Color, even my experiences before I joined the e-board, it was always a great environment to come and meet new people as a freshman last semester. So it was a really good environment. I felt encouraged and uplifted every time I came to a meeting, and I wanted to also make others feel that way too. On campus, Women of Color is known for their two biggest events, our Celebration of Women and our Breast Cancer Walk.
And this year we're hosting our first annual Double Dutch competition.
Some club topics that we discuss are stereotyping of women and men.
We also talk about double standards.
We also talk about empowering women.
We talk about single families and single parents.
We talk about women in the media.
Anyone can attend our meetings. We're open to everyone, and we meet Thursdays at 6 in the Voice office in Corey Union.
I chose LFL, La Familia Latina, because, when I was adopted, I didn't grow up with the culture, so it was an opportunity to learn the culture, and I feel like I have somewhat. I still have a lot to learn. I'm excited.
What makes La Familia Latina or LFL different from other Voice office clubs is that we mostly center our events and our meetings and just most of our being around the Latino community and the culture. And it's just, we want LFL to be a home for others in that sense. Okay. Well, the few meeting topics that La Familia Latina or LFL abbreviation we discuss mainly about certain issues that are going around the Latino community right now, here in the United States and back at home. Let's say legal immigration, the DREAM Act, just identity-wise, the struggle for our identity, the mixing of both cultures, of this culture and Latino culture back at home. Certain events that we do, like one on October 18th, that we're going to Syracuse in front of the Columbus statue to kind of honor those that Columbus died, and it's kind of to show that even though you try to erase us, we're still here in any kind of way. And one event that tradition-wise is Areito. This is going to be our third annual Areito, which is a cultural event where we celebrate the Latino culture, we celebrate the indigenous practices that used to happen back then.
Anybody is welcome to come join us at La Familia Latina. This organization is open to all people of all walks of life, and our meetings are on Thursdays in the Fireplace Lounge at 7 p.m.